All right, good morning, Joriel. How are you?
Good morning, I'm good.
Awesome, great. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I am I'm a student at KIPP NYC College Prep. I am 11th grader, and that's really it.
Okay. What kind of activities are you involved in at school?
At school, I was a I was an assistant for teachers. I also was the manager of the girls basketball team, and I helped form a young women's group at my school.
Awesome, great. And maybe we can actually talk about that next. Can you tell me about your past work experience?
I have past work experience when I was an assistant for teachers, so I basically had to make copies and help them grade papers.
Okay. How'd you like that experience?
It was really fun since I want to become a teacher, so it gave me a little experience on how to do that.
Great, awesome, thank you. Could you describe a time when you worked well on a team?
A time when I was a part of the basketball team, I had to be able to be flexible, so my schedule had to be flexible because they had different games on different days, and sometimes we would have scrimmages that weren't scheduled, so I just had to be really flexible.
Okay. So what did you have to do in order to be flexible?
I had to set my priorities. Like, if I know I wanted to go to tutoring, but I had a game to go to, I would wake up earlier that morning and go to tutoring in the morning. So after school, I was able to go to the game.
Awesome. And do you think that you are very good at managing your time now because of that?
Yes, I think that helped give me experience on what I would have to do in the future to have better time management.
Okay, great. So we kind of touched upon the next question. It was like, tell me about a time when you had too many things to do and had to prioritize your tasks. But could you elaborate maybe more on a specific example where maybe you had a lot of tests coming up, and then you had a game or a scrimmage, and then you had to do something to make sure that you were able to study for that test?
There was a time, it was not too long ago, there was a game the same day I had to work, and then I had a lot of finals that week. There was when finals were. And I was really stressed out because I didn't know what to do. I know I had to go to work, and I had to be I had to come to the games, and then I had to study for my tests. So I had to eventually pick what I had to do, and it was hard, but I did it.
Okay. So how did you prioritize your tests? What came first? Was it your work, then your job, then studying for the test, or was it the other way around?
I tried to do the hardest things first, so I got studying for the test out the way. My commute to get to school is a little far, so I got time to study for my test on the train or on the bus. I used that time, and then working, I tried talking to my boss and seeing what hours would work, if I can work in the middle of the day to do what I had to do.
Great.
And then I was able to make time to go to the games after.
Awesome, great. And what were the results? Did you score well on that test? Were you still able to make the games, and were you still able to do your job?
I was able to make everything work out good. I was a little stressed out, but it worked out.
Okay, great, awesome, thank you. Could you tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty?
Okay, so there was a time we had a basketball game, but we didn't have enough girls. So I don't play basketball, but I had to suit up and pretend to be one of the girls because if we didn't have enough girls, we couldn't have played. So I had to pretend to be. At first, I was really scared about it, but I had to do it.
Okay, so can you tell me your experience, what was going through your head when you were there? Did you actually have to play in the game? Did you make any shots, or?
In my head, I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna lose this game. I was I'm gonna make them lose. But I just had to take a deep breath, and eventually it worked out. I was really nervous because I didn't think I didn't think we would have won or anything good would have happened.
Okay, great, awesome. Thank you, I appreciate that experience. Could you tell me about a time when you had to work effectively under pressure? It seems like a lot of this was, but maybe another example where you had to work under pressure.
Maybe over the summer I was doing an acting program, and I had to learn a choreography, I had to learn a script, and I had to learn songs in under 3 weeks to perform, and it was a lot of pressure because it had to be perfect, but it was a lot of work.
Okay, and so what did you have to, what kind of work was this? What did you have to do in order so that you could accomplish this task of memorizing all these lines, memorizing this choreography?
I had to repeat stuff over and over, but it's hard to repeat stuff and like not get mixed up with like in other, like for the scene for example, I had to repeat lines over in my head, but I had to make sure I wasn't getting mixed up with another scene in the movie. So
Awesome. Very
that's how it
cool.
worked.
Could you give me an example of a time when you actually showed initiative?
The time I showed leadership. Well, at my school, we created a young women's collective group, and that was because at my school they have one for boys, so we decided to take it among ourselves to build one for girls.
Okay. And can you tell me about this Young Women's Initiative?
Collective.
Collective. Well, can you do? What's the purpose of this? What's your role in the group?
So our purpose is to help, like, help other girls around us feel good about themselves, because I think we should stand together as girls, like in a time like this especially, and help each other, like promote positivity to each other.
Okay. So what's your role in the group? Is it?
I'm one of the founders, so I basically we help organize like different stuff to go around in the school to help.
For example, what?
We had a multicultural show. We helped organize that.
Okay.
And
Awesome. Well, it seems like you're very well-rounded and you have a lot of experience under your hands and you have a lot of really awesome experience. Is there anything else you would like us to know about you?
No, that's it.
Nothing else? Why would you be a good candidate for a job?
I think I'd be a good candidate because I have a lot of experience in different fields. I don't only like know how to do one thing. I have a variety of different stuff I know how to do, and I'm pretty open-minded to trying new things. So I'd be open to.
Definitely great. I mean, it sounds like it because you now in basketball, but also working, but you also do a lot of acting stuff too. So that's awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Joy. I'll appreciate
Thank
it.
you.